Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today we're diving into something you did this very morning, probably without even thinking about it. Most of us just roll right out of bed. Actually, over 80% of people check their smartphones within 15 minutes of waking up, and we kind of just let the day happen to us. But imagine waking up and, literally in the blink of an eye, unknowingly making a single, unconscious decision that absolutely dictates your focus, your emotional resilience, and your productivity until the very moment you go back to sleep. That is exactly what we are unpacking today in this explainer, the architects of the first hour. So, who controls your first hour? A lot of people think that top-tier success just boils down to raw talent, extreme intelligence, or, frankly, just getting super lucky. It's an easy excuse, right? But behavioral science and psychology actually point to something way simpler, and it's something completely within your everyday grasp. Research points directly to how you spend the very first 60 minutes after opening your eyes. Okay, let's dive into this. Just as a successful morning requires a daily roadmap, so does a great explainer. Today, we're going to cover the hidden morning decision, consumer versus creator mode, the 5-step framework, the discipline paradox, and finally, build your own blueprint. All right, Section 1, the hidden morning decision. Let's look at the delicate biological and cognitive transition our brains undergo the exact moment we open our eyes. You see, as you wake up, your brain isn't just flipping a simple on and off switch. The waking brain is actually highly sensitive to its very first exposure. It's actively transitioning from a deep resting state into full cognitive activity. And during this specific physiological window, your attention is uniquely vulnerable. It is highly sensitive to whatever stimuli you introduce first. What you feed your mind in these initial moments literally sets the neurological trajectory for the rest of your day. Moving right along to Section 2. Consumer versus creator mode. This is where we contrast the two drastically different paths your morning can take. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how grabbing a phone forces you into a reactive consumer mode. If your morning immediately becomes a flood of smartphone notifications, urgent emails, and breaking news, you are basically letting everyone else decide what deserves your attention. You become a consumer of other people's emergencies. But if you take deep breaths, move your body, and plan your day, you build a proactive, deliberate foundation. You're claiming your role as a creator before the outside demands of the world start competing for your focus. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is direction. I want to pause here for a second just to lower the temperature a bit because it's so easy to get overwhelmed by routines. Taking control of your morning is absolutely not about being flawless. We are not talking about a rigid routine where you levitate on a mountaintop for 2 hours. That's just not realistic. It's simply about pointing your brain in the right direction when it matters most. Which brings us to Section 3, the 5-step framework. This is the snappy, high-energy playbook utilized by high-performing professionals and creatives to master their mornings. Let's walk through the first 3 steps. Step 1 is to wake with intention. This just means taking a few moments to become mentally present, taking a deep breath or hydrating with a glass of water before you ever touch technology. Step 2 is activating the body. This doesn't mean a grueling workout. It's just consistent, light movement to increase blood circulation. And step 3 is absolutely vital. Protect your attention. Choose to write, plan, or solve a problem before you even think about checking an inbox. Let's move to and see how this builds into the rest of your day. Step 4 is creating a daily roadmap by identifying just 2 or 3 critical tasks instead of an overwhelming to-do list. And step 5 is managing your energy. Time is strictly limited, but energy fluctuates, right? So you have to prioritize sleep and nutrition because a supported brain yields far greater returns than just staring at a screen for another exhausted hour. Progress builds confidence. Confidence fuels consistency. Talk about a mic drop quote. This is the secret engine behind the entire framework. By knocking out meaningful work early, you create this incredibly powerful momentum that carries you straight through the chaos of the day. Now for Section 4, the discipline paradox. I know what some of you are thinking. Routines are rigid, they're restrictive. Let's crush that myth right now. So, the crucial point is the discipline paradox itself. This is the reality that effective routines actually create freedom by removing friction and conserving mental energy. When your daily decisions become automatic habits, you save a ton of vital mental energy. And you get to invest all that saved power directly into creativity and problem solving later on. Routine doesn't trap you, it literally liberates you. And that leads us to our final section, build your own blueprint. I really want to empower you to customize this framework for your own unique lifestyle rather than just blindly copying someone else's routine. A customized blueprint might look exactly like this. You wake up, drink some water, move your body for 10 to 20 minutes, read or reflect for 10 minutes, write down your top 3 priorities, and crucially, begin your highest value task before social media. Boom. You can see how this hits all the right biological triggers without taking up half your morning. Remember, success grows from hundreds of small choices made consistently. Let's be real, one proactive morning isn't going to guarantee success overnight. But repeating these small improvements dramatically increases your odds of actually focusing on what truly matters to you, instead of always putting out everyone else's fires. So, tomorrow morning, will you control your hour or will your distractions? The choice is entirely yours. I want to leave you empowered to reclaim that time. Take control from the exact moment you open your eyes. If you found this explainer valuable and you're ready to build better habits, please consider subscribing and sharing this explainer with someone who needs it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.